inside. Step forward. After all, you know me well. Take off your mask now. It's your home. Welcome, little prince. Why the sullen look? Aren't you glad to see me? You finally made it here. It must have taken quite a long time. So, you don't remember me? I'm afraid it might have something to do with the form in which I see you now. This body and soul, they're much different from what I expected. But to answer your question, I am the Weaver. And though it may be hard for you to believe, a part of you knows me all too well. Because it is easier for me to address you this way than to accept that, for now, you are nothing more than a human. It is painful, but I must come to terms with it. It is a place where my prince was woven from the threads of pure potential. The Pale Lady was relentless in her desire to fulfill her vision of an offspring, modeled after those she watched so eagerly. It displeases me that you don't remember. I'd envisioned your return and our meeting quite differently. But now it all makes sense. Now I understand why you need that shard. Nothing remarkable. I simply exist in this place. That you ended up here is a mere coincidence. None of my kind have visited me in a long time. Yet here, I used to weave new Avalonians, shaping them according to the intent and thought that accompanied their creation. Now the thread of potential is much weaker, though it seems this place stirs to life again as the weirdness returns. She was a powerful Avalonian, one of the oldest. She saw and desired far more than the rest of her kin, who were suffocating in their growing decadence. To live a life where one can do anything, it loses all meaning. When she discovered the homelands and learned of mortality and time, everything changed. We were no longer the same. It was as though the mere awareness of such things altered the way we lived. We could no longer exist as we once had. It planted a new emotion in us. Fear. You will find traces of her here as well. The stone tablets bear her mark. I'm afraid I must admit that I don't know where she is now. It seems she retreated into her depths again after your king entered his eternal sleep. The true one, from which mortals are not meant to be awakened. Not like this. The shard of the prince's memory. It is shattered. Much like the fragmented memory of the king that lingers within you. I'd gladly speak with him, but something is preventing him from manifesting. I don't know all the details. What I do know is that after our prince was murdered by our kin, his potential, what you humans might call a soul, did not perish. The prince had been deeply fascinated by humans, and so after his death he manifested in one of them. That person was Arthur, the man who would one day become your king. followed his mother's fascination. Much like her, he gazed upon the land of men. But he wished to go further. He wanted to experience being human. So he built the menhirs, meant to repel the weirdness. For us, the Four Dwellers, such a vision was both heretical and terrifying. Some of our kin could not forgive him for it. So, they killed him. It was the first time an Avalonian had ever slain one of their own. Arthur was a man, mortal like any other, but ambitious like few. But yes, his origins are far more complicated. This is a tale of two separate realities that, through a series of specific events, began to intersect, forming a single knot. Everything that has happened, and everything that will happen, is meant to decide the fate of that knot. And we, as you likely already know, have been pulled into all of this. Our meeting comes to an end. I regret how brief it is, but my role in your story was always meant to be insignificant. Was meant to be but a brief stop along the way.
Mather favours me. Open this and release me. Are you serious? And here I thought no one could be dumber than Bromar. I'm Nest, of the Ulfra clan. And that's my real name. I'm nothing like that nameless fool Bromar. I'll admit, getting caught was my mistake, but his men had the numbers. Bromar might be an oaf, but I can't deny... Has Orla been worried about my absence? Sounds unlikely, but yes, that's me. Nest of the Ulfra clan, and that's my real name. I'm nothing like that nameless fool Bromar. That woman thinks only about business, doesn't she? Can't say I blame her. In times like these, everyone has to look after their own skin. They took everything I had, but I managed to hide Orla's package before they caught me. You can dig it up and take it to her. She'll pay you, and we'll be even. Consider it my thanks for freeing me. How should I know what rattles around in that empty skull of his? Maybe he liked what he saw, and thought he... Not that he got very far. Dalriata women decide for themselves. He probably thought if he kept me here long enough, I'd soften up. He's in for a rude awakening. Ah, I see you don't know much about the Dalriata. No surprise there. Our elders, in the Dalriata, you have to earn your name. You choose a father, go through the trials, all of it. If you fail, you're not worthy of carrying a name. You get exiled. Finally, someone with some sense in this den of idiots. Thanks. I'll heal up and head back to my people. You didn't happen to kill that big oaf hanging around outside, did ya? Bromar no face. Suits him. Well, honor demands I kill the bastard. But I'll tend to my wounds first. You're alright, for a no.
That's the best news I've heard all week. Come on then, give it to me. Not really. We were never friends, just reluctant business partners. Her problems are hers alone, just like mine are mine. As long as they don't affect our mutual interests. Besides, it's a dangerous business. I know you can't always avoid the risks. Now that I think about it, since you managed to bring that package and Ness decided to ditch me, you might as well help with the next part of the job. My client, you know who, wants the package delivered to a specific place. Once you're there, you'll use these very special arrows I'm about to give you, and shoot the package from a safe distance. Regular arrows won't do the trick, and if you waste them before the job's done, I'll charge you for the next batch. These aren't gifts, they're tools. Oh, come on. What do you think happens when you shoot flaming arrows at a mysterious package? Think for a second. Anyway, whatever opens up in front of you, check it out, and then tell me all about it. If I were you, I wouldn't touch anything. But if something catches your eye, well, maybe nobody will notice. Just make sure to open the passage. Am I some kind of seer? I have no idea. The captain's my client, not my friend. But if the rumors about him cozying up to the Dalriada tribes are true, you might stumble upon something related to them. Maybe some long-lost artifacts. I haven't got a clue. Personally, I think the captain's just trying to suck up to them. That would be very much like him. What does he care? He pays me to get the job done. How I get it done and whose hands do the work, that's my business.
Yes? Who are you? Did Albert Albertus send you? I've told you 1,000 times I'm not leaving. This place is perfect for me. At last, I have the space to explore the limits of culinary delights. You'll never understand. Your taste buds have long been dulled by fried cheese, fried fish. Oh, so you're not one of Albert's. I never thought that after the entrance was buried. But first things first. My name is doomed to forever search, I've discovered, no, I've reached the limits of taste. And you see, the logical conclusion of creating the most delicious food, so delicious, because, you see, it's only through pain that we can... Now, listen carefully. Sour herring with... Perhaps, but it's not supposed to sound. It's supposed to be seen. This experience is meant to embody the essence of culinary norms and rules. Oh, they're nothing but simple Why don't you try it yourself? Though I must warn you, there's no turning back. Here's the recipe for my sour herring with cheese. The ingredients, just remember, it requires a... If I recall correct, here, I've marked it on your map. Oh dear, I could ask what year it is, but honestly, I don't find it terrible. I finally found my place and purpose. Does he now? Why? I don't offer paid less. I can't think of any reason Captain Hubert would send... Sorry? Oh, a change in command. Interesting. I do hope, Captain. He was very kind to me when I stayed at the... Food without taste is like...
Rumpled? What are you talking about? You found someone alive in there? Wait, Rumpled? The one who disappeared centuries ago? The chef obsessed with herring and cheese? All that effort, all that money, and it's Rumpled. Oh my God, I'm crying. But, well, a deal's a deal. Here's your cut. Honestly, I thought it was about the lost treasures of the Dalriada, maybe an army of undead berserkers, something that would end the world. You have no idea how scared I was of this job. And now you're telling me it was undead Rumples. All right, I'm feeling better now. Do you need anything else from me? If only. I can't get in touch with Brandon. And it seems that he gave the order to keep me here. Precisely here. Right in this damned spot. And I'm afraid, if I stay here any longer, some of those geezers might actually drop dead. Don't get me wrong, I quite like this place. The air is crisp, the sea is calming. It's true, the company could be better, but I wouldn't mind living here one day. I used to love it when I was younger. It felt like an adventure. Like I was a brave heroine venturing into the dangerous world. But it gets boring after a decade or two. Eventually, you start feeling like you haven't had time to sit down since the moment you left. The dangers of the road stop becoming exciting. They become real. And before you know it, your entire life has slipped through your fingers. Life goes by so fast when you're always on the move. You keep thinking you have time for everything. Until you don't. Only a keeper is allowed to own property in the Horns of the South. I looked it up. It's an actual law, not just something Brandon made up so I'd stop breathing down his neck. So unless I grow a pecker overnight, it'll never happen. Try not to get yourself killed. Or do. Either way, I'll hear about it.
Beer from Kunacht, wine from Farshire, moonshine, only local, the best there is. And fish, lots and lots of fish. What's your poison? As for me, I couldn't care less, to be honest. What matters is that I still have someone to pour ale for. And I just hope the Dalriata won't wreck my tavern. Other than that, things will be fine. The locals might grumble for a while, but eventually, the best pint in the south will bring them back here. Stale fish? Yeah. Look around. You're in the capital of fresh fish. Unless you're buying from Heffen. I can't vouch for him. Here though, take your pick. All today's catch. You mean the old pier? Well, first of all, it's not that old. Brennan was already the captain when it was built. Why is it called that? Don't know. Probably because of all those old folks around. A lot has been happening here lately. Plenty of new faces. I definitely can't complain. I'm finally running a proper tavern. People come and go and the regulars drink as usual, as it should be. Daddy will be proud. Hey, not here, obviously. You won't see your old man here unless your name's Dara. Mine sent me here because he hoped I'd make something out of my life. He never wanted me to pour a beer and look at the same tired mugs day in, day out, but as it turns out, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I got mauled by a weird beast during a hunt, and after that, the captain decided I wasn't any good for active I was bored out of my mind, and since there wasn't one here, I decided to start a tavern. At least... No, I don't recall anything like that. No, Listen, I don't know what's going on, but I doubt any of the... Half of them couldn't tell the quartermaster seal from a pile of hoss. But that means... No. Impossible. What if... I've no idea how you found out about it. Siji. He's dead. Aye, of course I have. I didn't just throw them in some cabinet. I was afraid they'd fall into the... He was a good man. I wouldn't get rid of my only mum. Here, after what you said, I assume you'll make good use of them. Even though things are getting weirder and weirder in our build. Well, he died like he lived, with a tankard in his hand. The boys always say he was a prankster like no other. Once, he slipped a rotten egg into the quarter... No problem. Listen, if by some miracle you really talked with... I don't understand anything.
Who are you? Another refugee? This place... In my day, you only saw old familiar. It was easier to share with others. A problem? No. No problem, just... Well, bloody brilliant. More... There's nothing left for a man in his... Dol Riata for crying out. You asking me? They came here and made themselves at home. Orderly. No damn rabble begging at the gates and eat. Back then, sure. Civilians came and went. But how? We had a rule. No freeloading. But I guess that went out the window. It used to mean something to be a keeper. You could come in off the street now. Bunch of spoiled lordlings, sold off to Brandon by their soft, weak. You watch your damn mouth. We did everything we could. I've said it before. We need a whole damn army to... And besides, how do you know these leeches are even telling the truth? I don't want to talk about... Do you see anything interesting around here? Decent place to retire? Well, if you're looking to sightsee, I don't know, but you could put something on a table. Thank you. That's better. We used to come here, the three of us. Me, Berg, and Fett. Hell knows what happened. One day he just stopped talking. We went to his house to get him. But he only cursed a blue streak at us. I feel bad for him. But I've got no more patience. And Finley. Now you're talking. Ever since he got so maudlin, Berg usually sits up.
Excuse me, could you get me a clean glass? And I mean clean, not just wiped through.
I'm not sure. I don't mean to say that you peasants all look the same.
Especially since there seems to be so many people like you here. My name is Alyssa Murray, and I'm here with my husband, a very important clothman.
Not to brag, but we are rather prominent. I am famed among...
Thank you. I designed it myself. The savage tribes, the brave lightkeepers. I wanted to make an Give it a few weeks and everyone here will be trying to copy me. It happened. Well, my Duncan is here on business, of course. A very important contract. I decided to accompany him because I have never been to the South, and I've heard so much about its So far, it's turned out to be terribly dull. And the smell. Ugh. Pray, tell me, do you know anyone here who would run? Oh, nothing major. If we stay here for a while, I need a place for myself. You understand that, right? No offense, but when I asked the innkeeper to draw me a bath, he brought me a bucket. Finally, someone sympathetic to my plight. My Duncan has been heartless about it. He just keeps going on. He told me to deal with it. Can you believe that? The nerve of the man. Well, what he doesn't know can't hurt him, can it? I'm not like the other high-born women, sitting around waiting to be handed everything on a... Fine. The problem is that the manor appears to have some occupants. Not least. You'll do it for me, won't you, dear? Splendid. I can't wait. Maybe something nautical to go with the sound of the waves. The people here have been staring at me. So...
Did you hear about the captain's lockdown? Looks like the lads aren't too happy about it.
Yeah, but you know Fergus. He's got a stick up his ass. Only knows how to follow orders like a good little soldier. He's so uptight, he probably agrees with the captain. Thinks it's all necessary precautions and the like.
Speaking of precautions, what's all this talk I'm hearing about the weirdness creeping in? People are getting jumpy.
Ah, the weirdness. Got folks scared, all right. Used to be old stories to spook the young ones. But now, even the tougher lads are starting to believe there's more to it.
If the weirdness thing's real, we've got bigger problems than a lockdown.
Aye, and Fergus better pull that stick out of his ass and start focusing on the real threats, or we're all done for.
You remember Sewell Firstfoot's tomb? Used to be a popular pilgrimage spot, but ever since the flooding, nobody's been out there.
Yeah, it's a damn shame. The whole place is forgotten, like it never even mattered. Pilgrims stopped coming after the water rose.
You've heard the rumors, right? Some say the druids caused the flooding. Honestly, I wouldn't put it past them.
I don't know. Druids? Why'd they bother flooding a whole village? What's in it for them?
Maybe they wanted to keep folks away from something. Or they weren't too fond of Sewell getting all that attention. Druids are a strange lot.
Strange, sure, but flooding a village to stop pilgrims sounds a bit far-fetched to me. Could have been something else entirely.
Doesn't matter much now. The tomb, the village, it's all gone. Nothing but water and memories left.
Aye, a place lost to the depths, and with it, a piece of our history.
You see that? Not one, but two noble ladies in a tavern tonight. That's a rare sight around here.
Aye, I saw 'em. You don't see their kind much in places like this. Makes you wonder what brings 'em down here.
One's Lady Elaine, a scholar from Farshire. Thought about talking to her, but I'd probably just make an ass of myself.
Elaine, eh? Yeah, she's known for her smarts. Better keep your mouth shut around her, unless you want to feel about as sharp as a blunt axe.
And the other one, Lady Elisa. Not as smart as Elaine, but she's certainly posh. Got the airs of royalty without the smarts to back it up.
Ha! Elisa, yeah. She's got the looks, but don't expect her to be cracking any books. Doesn't need to. Not with that Duncan by her side. Though from what I've seen, they don't seem to like each other all that much.
Yeah, I've noticed. They sit together but act like strangers. Makes you wonder why they even bother.
Probably all for show. I reckon Duncan's got his own problems. But Elisa? She's too wrapped up in herself to notice.
You seen all the refugees coming from the nearby villages? They're trying to get away from the bandits and the weirdness.
Aye, I've seen 'em. Can't blame 'em for wanting some safety. With bandits and the weirdness creeping closer, who wouldn't be scared?
There may be, but I don't trust strangers. They could be bringing trouble with them. Never know what kind of folk you're letting in.
You're always suspicious. They're just trying to survive, same as the rest of us. Besides, where else would they go?
Speaking of the refugees, you hear about that one Cole? Looks like he's ill or something.
Aye, I heard. Poor lad's in rough shape, but thank the All-Mother it's not the Red Death. We couldn't deal with that here.
Still don't sit right with me. Sick folks in a crowded place? It's a risk, it is.
Maybe, but what are we gonna do? Turn 'em away? We've all got our burdens to carry.
Did you hear about the captain's lockdown? Looks like the lads aren't too happy about it.
Yeah, but you know Fergus. He's got a stick up his ass. Only knows how to follow orders like a good little soldier. He's so uptight, he probably agrees with the captain. Thinks it's all necessary precautions and the like.
Now, speaking of precautions, what's all this talk I'm hearing about the weirdness creeping in? People are getting jumpy.
Ah, the weirdness. Got folks scared, all right. Used to be old stories to spook the young ones. But now,
Hello, child. You look competent enough. I can see that you're not of noble blood. Oh, no need to tell me that. I have tutored the children of aristocrats from all over Avalon. Fortunately for you, my opinion of them is not particularly high. Oh, and you don't look like one of the locals. Are you a visitor? Or an adventurer? You can talk. Now, I'm sure we'll get along. My name is Lady Elaine. I oversee the Farshire Library, the greatest collection of books in this part of Avalon. By the All-Mother, don't tell me you don't know what Farshire is. The largest duchy in the middle of the island, with the wise Lady Kincaid in power, who has a hold over the entire territory. Nothing? Oh, really? Farshire is one of the first duchies on Avalon. It is a beautiful land with lush fields. Well, at least that's how I remember it. Now, it's a rare and coveted material, necessary to create the... As you can imagine, dear, it used to be Farshire's greatest treasure. I know, child. I know. Everyone was surprised. But after Lord Kincaid died and Aidan, Lady Kincaid's son, disappeared, the nobles of Farshire decided she could stay on. Even if Aidan had been alive, she would still be ruling as a regent until... But between you and me, he wasn't a very bright boy. So she would have been... Oh, we're lucky to have her. Difficult... Worse than ever. The word... That's why I'm here. Wandering Avalon looking for a... You're probably wondering, but King Arthur didn't conquer Avalon just because he couldn't swing a blade. No, he had knowledge. And enough... Lady Kincaid wasn't happy when she found out about this idea. But all Mother's mercy, I am her... Oh, do you mean a family? Oh, I've never had time for such trifles. No suitor was... And I've raised enough of other people's children to never... Oh, surprising. I'm looking for someone who will help me find a certain artifact. I came to the Horns of the South because I found a fascinating book. It referred to a certain... Apparently, it can be found on the ship called Andraste, which sank... However, when I asked those nincompoops about it, they said that the Andraste wasn't carrying anything of value, and even if it was, they wouldn't freeze their butts off and... The Last Voyage of the Andraste by Elvis the Lightkeeper. He was one of the more notable keepers, but it's best if you read it yourself. You can read it very carefully, and after you're done, come to me, and I'll tell you. Summarize? Oh, my dear child. Oh, do you really think you'd be handed everything on a silver platter? You should be grateful you can learn history from eyewitness accounts. No, I'm not going to summarize. Ah, and they say young people don't want to learn anything. Come on,
Oi, Noel, what if I pulled Excalibur from that stone, but it broke, but only at the tip? Would I still get to be king, or not?
You're so daft, Randall. Some magical lass living in a lake gave the king the sword when he broke his own bashing four-armed skulls.
So, the one in the stone, what's that called? It's not Excalibur, is it?
Nah, the one in the stone was called, don't know. Sword in the stone, I guess.
Sod it, whatever. So, if I pulled the sword in the stone from the, stone, and it broke, but only a little, would I still get to be king?
What? No, you'd have to pull out all of it. Only the one who pulls out the sword gets to be king. Yeah? Not the one who pulls out a bit of the sword.
Wait, but if you have a sword and it breaks, do you tell everyone that you have a sword or that you have a piece of the sword? Besides, you can always take it to the smith and he can fix a new tip.
But if he fixes a new tip, it won't be the same sword.
Are you off your knocker? How's it not the same sword? So, what is it now? A ploughshare?
A shit share.
Listen, just listen to me. You've got it all wrong. You've got a sword, right? And then the tip breaks off, so you attach a new one, right? But then, let's just say it breaks again.
That's one shitty sword you have there.
Now, listen to me. Now, damn it. It breaks off, so you fix it with a new piece again. And then it happens again, and again, and again. Until you finally get yourself a whole new blade from the smith. So get this, if the whole blade was replaced, is it still the same sword?
Well, no, it isn't.
There you have it. You just need to be, what's the word? Rational.
Fine. Now let's have a drink. My throat's drier than a priestess purse.
See, now you sound rational.
You're back! Hi! I told you, Ron is a good guy. And here's a little something for you. You know I pay well. Yes? What's the matter, my friend? You're really good at this today. Wait. Oh. Oh, you're serious. I understand. For so many years, I've been afraid to open this letter. But it looks like I needed to read it. Well, it is what it is, right? And I've been wondering why no one wants to talk to me. I thought to myself, are they mad at me or what? But why are you talking to me? How can you see me? Anyway, may the All-Mother bless your path. See you next time. Did you hear? Looks like we've taken in some new refugees. This time, from the Forlorn Swords. Imagine that! The Del Reader, seeking shelter within our walls. And good for them. As far as I'm concerned, the Horns of the South can be a home for anyone. Captain Seamus is one hell of a good man. Aye. Whatever. Not exactly. You've already been to... But since we're mates now, I suppose a few of us had a little gambling ring. Not to brag, but the winnings aren't much use to me anymore, so if you're interested, here, just mind the way. Ooh, Ern, Armand, and Richt. Haven't seen them in a long while, so cunning bastards. Oh, yes. Great place, great people. And before I became a keeper, here, you can always have a meal and some kind of shelter above you. Sure, you can make more gold as a leader, but that... Safe travels, and don't let the road wear you down.